Good afternoon and welcome to Market View on Eswatini TV. This is the final episode this week. My name is Lungelele Makakula. Thank you for tuning in. The Federation of Eswatini Business Community, in collaboration with SOBEC, a financial services company, on the 21st of November this year, launched the Imali Yami platform. This is a financial empowerment platform which is meant to financially empower local small and medium enterprises. In the digital age, businesses around the world are rapidly transitioning online, and Eswatini is no exception. This is where Imali Yami, which is a cutting-edge e-commerce and point-of-sale platform, steps in to transform the way businesses operate in the country. FESBC CEO Ben Similane and SOBEC Managing Director Thomas Makurela will join us in the studio to give us an update on the uptake of the platform. Then later, Eswatini will analyze today's market on our last segment. For now, let's go straight to our first story. Economist Sanil Eswatini has shared his view on whether the country will be able to sustain its 2025-2026 budget as SACCO receipts are projected to decline. This is after the Minister for Finance, Neil Rackenberg, in his midterm budget announced that for the next financial cycle, receipts will decline to 10.9 billion emalangeni from 13.6 billion emalangeni this financial year.
When tabling the midterm budget, the Minister for Finance, Honorable Neil Rackenberg, said although domestic revenues are anticipated to increase, SACCO receipts are anticipated to see a modest drop in 2025-2026 and average around 10.9 billion emalangeni throughout the midterm, which is a 4.7% decline. Economist Sanil Eswatini gives a detail of how this will impact the budget and government's expenditure.
The country is largely dependent on the SACCO receipts, financing about 50% of the national budget. So we do need that stream of income to stay relatively stable for the country to be able to continue financing its expenditures, both recurrent and capital expenditures, and also to see those increases in social services and just to cater for those annual increases. So what we're seeing is the projections are pointing to a decline in the next year, in 2025-2026. But one thing that's different this time around is the country is somehow ready for that decline. We do have the SACCO Stabilization Fund, which would have right about 3 billion going into 2025-2026, considering it started a couple of years ago with 1.5 billion the previous year and another 1.5 billion this year. So that's going to cushion us a bit in terms of being able to sustain our expenditures. But what we would caution around that is we were somehow expectant of a bit of some time before we could start digging into those stabilization fund budget buffers to help us sustain our national economy. But what we are seeing is we have to dig into them very fast. And that happens when you look at the budget. You can see that the recurrent expenditures have actually also been on the rise, given the increases in those SACCO receipts, which is something that we've been warning against, including the World Bank, that every time the government of Eswatini seems to be receiving more SACCO receipts, you then start seeing the hiring increases go up, increases in recurring expenditures, which then gives us a bit of a headache when it comes into those years where we don't have as much in those receipts. But fortunately this time we do have those. So going forward with that decline in SACCO receipts, what it would mean is we do need to find new budget or new revenue sources, and one of those sources usually is deficit financing in the short to medium term. So that means government has to go and find loans somewhere to come and finance more of these expenditures. But when you look into the medium-term expenditure review framework that was just presented, you'd see that we are somehow struggling a bit in terms of revenue, in terms of deficit financing, such that we've had to dial down on the deficit this year. It's now projected to sit around 900 million instead of the 1.5 billion that we're expecting.
Data from the Ministry of Finance shows that compared to the last financial year, which is 2023-2024, SACCO receipts grew this financial year by 11.15%, standing at 13.06 billion emalangeni. Last financial year, 2023-2024, the country's SACCO receipts were at 11.75 billion emalangeni and were 102% higher than the 5.8 billion emalangeni of 2022-2023. According to SACCO, these receipts are the revenue collected by the Southern African Customs Union from customs and excise duties on imports within the Union. Countries under SACCO are Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, South Africa, and Eswatini. For FESBC Market View, Nelson Langamandla, Vomenkosi Nzinisa Mbabane.
By the year 2022, the tourism sector contributed 623 million emalangeni to the country's economy and 30.2% to total direct employment, and these are the latest available statistics. As the festive season approaches, tourism is once again taking center stage, offering the Eswatini economy the needed boost. We asked the head of marketing at Eswatini Tourism Authority, Chunki Mdluli, on what they are doing to ensure this industry continues to play a major part in economic growth this festive.
We don't have projections as yet, but we are hopeful that we're going to receive a lot of tourists coming into Eswatini, especially for the festive season. Our neighboring countries are our source markets, which is South Africa and Mozambique, so we're expecting an influx of tourists. As you know, that the Litli Ingwala has begun. We are seeing some tourists that are coming into Eswatini, but not just for the traditional ceremony, the national ceremony, which is Ingwala, but just for other activities to do. As you know, Nelly, that our goal is to ensure that we bring 2 million visitors by 2027, 2 billion receipts, and we also increase the average length of stay. So in terms of safety, we've always promoted Eswatini as one of the safest haven in Africa. When we compare ourselves with other SADC countries, we are the most safest. It's very tranquil. When you come into Eswatini, you can just feel the breath of fresh air coming into the country. So when we see that there is an unrest going on in Mozambique. So we are a destination next to Mozambique. So we are hoping that some of those tourists will then choose Eswatini, which is just next to South Africa and Mozambique, because when you are a tourist, Nelly, you plan in advance. And once you have that uncertainty that something is going to happen or something is happening, definitely you're going to divert and choose another destination. So in as much as we are working collaboratively with Mozambique, what is happening in Mozambique can really affect us in the future, because remember, when people buy, for example, packages, they buy one package for 3 or 4 destinations. So they normally package Eswatini, they normally package Mpumalanga and Mozambique. So, but because of this uncertainty and the unrest that is going on in Mozambique, we are open as Eswatini. We are saying you can choose the destination right next to you, which is Eswatini, which is very safe. And I think, Nelly, it goes to the collaborative partnerships that we have, not just with hotels, but also with the police service. I think it's important. Most of the time when people see the police on the roads, they get annoyed to say, why are they here? But for us, it means safety concerns, just to ensure that most of the motorists that are traveling on the roads are safe, and also tourists, because tourists, they use vehicles, they use public transport, they use taxis and shuttles, just to ensure that we are safe. I think what is important, Nelly, is the diversification of tourism products. We normally say we're improving the geographical spread, which means we shouldn't have the same products concentrated in one area. For example, we have everything in the Manzini, Mbabane, or Zuluini. We are seeing a lot of new products. For example, Olive Country Lodge is in the Shiselweni Reaches, a beautiful lodge. So we are encouraging people to actually visit those establishments. And also as the ETA, we encourage investors not to invest in the same area where everything is cluttered. So we encourage them to actually invest in places that are quite far, so that people can be able to move from one place to the other place. One of the other things is that we also, in terms of the cultural experiences and also wellness retreats, we are offering quite a variety of those places, not in the towns. If you go to Pikes Peak, you have your relaxations and spas. If you go to Shiselweni, if you go to Pikes Peak, if you go to Nhlangano. So we are saying to people, let's not concentrate ourselves in one area. Let's move. We are also enhancing marketing promotion. We are just not focusing on Babane, Ezulwini, or Manzeni, we are actually focusing on promoting the destination in its entirety, because that will also assist us in terms of improving the geographical spread, and also making sure that we ensure that the spend in Eswatini is actually, we move from 2 nights to actually not even 4 nights to actually 4 nights, because there's so much you can do in Eswatini. We have 3-day itineraries, 4-day itineraries, 6-day itineraries, and 7-day itineraries.
All right, and that's it for our business news. Thank you for staying with us. We'll go for an ad break. When you come back, we'll sit down with Mr. Pensimelane and Thomas Magorela from FESBC.
Ujala masada mahle kunathi lesa.
Sabatandi ukuthi njengalokhu sivile sive sithi khulumeni.
Welcome back. You're still watching Facebook Market View. Thank you for staying with us. About 2 weeks ago, the Federation of Eswatini Business Community with a financial services company known as SOBEC launched the Imali Yami Financial Empowerment Platform, which is meant to financially empower local, small and medium enterprises in the country. We're now joined by SOBEC's Managing Director, Thomas Magorela, and the Chief Executive Officer of FESBC, Pensimelane, to give us an update on the uptake of the platform. Very good afternoon. Welcome back. How are you this afternoon?
Good afternoon.
Yeah. All right. So there was the launch 2 weeks ago on the 21st of November. How did that go? But before you tell us about the launch, just briefly talk to us about this platform, just in case viewers did miss the last week's episode.
Okay. Thank you very much, and good evening to people and viewers at home. Imali Yami is a tool that empowers both SMMEs and individuals. It has got a number of modules built on it, and it serves a number of purposes. One of the modules that we have there is a wallet, which allows people to send and receive money. The other module that we have is a module called CIBA system, which is a stock file system. Stock file system allows people to come together and make a rotational stock file whereby either you save money for later withdrawing that money, or you rotate. This month we give to this person, the next month we give to another person. Okay. So it's a very good tool for also people who are SMMEs, also people who are in a informal sector to start saving money. If you want to buy equipment, want to buy stock, you can come together with the people who are in the same sector, same kind of business to raise funding or to buy equipment or assets that you want for your business. And one of the modules that we have also is called MSEV. MSEV is a module that is aimed at creating a marketplace for people who have got technical skills. For an example, if you are a plumber around Mbabane, you want a job, you cannot find a job, you can list your services on MSF, and then people around, if they want plumbers, they log into the system, you can respond. Okay. The system is geographically ring-fenced, meaning that you service people within certain radius, 5 kilometers radius, people around who wants your services, you are able to service them. The next module that we have is a MMOL, where you allows all people who wants to trade or sell things. If you want to do your garage sale, you can list whatever you want to sell on MMOL, and then the public respond. If you have got specials, you can list them there, and then people can respond. Okay. And the other module that we have is a module called MAPOS, which is a point of sale, which assists people in the retail sector, even in the hospitality. For example, if you run a small tech shop, you can use Emma Post to manage your inventory, your stock. You can start, especially for people who are in the informal sector, you need to formalize your business by recording. It becomes a challenge for some of these SMMEs or even informal businesses to start recording. They don't know how to. And so with Emma Post is the start. It helps you to start recording, helps you manage your stock. You can issue out receipts via WhatsApp or send it through email. You can the system will communicate with your suppliers. If you are running low on certain stock items and you have listed you have recorded your suppliers, it will automatically inform you and send an email to your suppliers to say, suppliers, this and this retail is looking for this kind of an item. So in that sense, you are trying to help those who do not have means to start formalizing their business. We know that if for example, a business, if you run an informal business and you want to raise funding, you approach established banks, they will want you to have records. So if you don't have records, normally they will not assist you. So how do you start helping these guys who are in an informal sector to start formalizing their business? You offer them these tools so that they can create a sort of a track record. Okay. Even if a person doesn't have much, but there's a track record, there's information that they can share with their accountants. The accountants can generate the reports which are required by the businesses.
All right.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just want to come to
Thanks.
Mr.
All right, thank you.
You must be excited that the product or the platform has been officially launched. So what was the response? What has been the response like, from your business, small businesses? We know that many of them still struggle to adapt to the digital landscape due to probably lack of resources. What's the response from entrepreneurs?
Okay, thanks for the opportunity again. My observation was that most of them were excited. They were happy to learn about this product and how it will help them to do their businesses much better. However, I did pick up that they're still eager to learn more, to know more about it, and maybe to start using it so that they can get that first-hand experience. So like you put it, now the onus is on us to expose them, to train them, and that's what we're concentrating on now, to training them so that they get a feel of what this product is. But as he has explained, it's quite a powerful product which will assist.
So more and more entrepreneurs are downloading the app.
More and more.
Using it definitely for the right purposes.
That's correct.
Okay.
But maybe let me qualify that. As you know, when a vehicle, when it's built, everything is there. What is important is what hits the road, which are the wheels, which is the tires. So with this product, where it hits the road is through the paymates, the people who will facilitate the uploading of the money or maybe paying off the money. And also they will be taught more so that they can empower equip the business people, the users. So that's what we're busy with now, trying to get them, trying to train them so that they assist in spreading the information so that it's helpful to the end users.
Yeah, all right. So is it ideal for small businesses, your vendors, your hawkers, or any other big business? What's the accessibility and affordability?
The platform is you have got, because it's got number of tools for everyone, individuals, people in various business sector, people in the financial service sector. If you want to, you are a funeral parlor, you are micro insurance, you want to put your business there, you can put your business there. If you are a plumber, an electrician, you have got your space there. If you're an individual, for an example, you have got items that you want to sell, you want to do a garage sale, for an example, you can list your products there. There's a module for you. So what we try to achieve is to create tools for everyone to use. You have got tools for individuals, you have got tools for various business sectors, retail, hospitality, bakery, anyone can use the platform depending on your needs, yes.
Okay, so just before I let you go, one or two questions. I was just reading through that this platform allows businesses to have access to new markets. I mean, they can connect to new customers immediately by using the platform.
Yes.
Explain to us how that happens.
If for an example, you run your business and you put, let's take a Emma Mall for an example. Emma Mall exposes, if for example you are an informal business, you don't have money to build your own website, to have an e-commerce platform, but through Imaliame you get access to that. You can sell your product in all the regions of Eswatini, unlike where your business just localized. You can it allows you to spread reach, so that geographically you've got access to all the regions of Eswatini. So that's the main idea, to say let's allow people to spread their reach. If you are here in Babani, you can sell your products in anyone who is in Manzini, everywhere in the country.
Right.
That's what we are trying to promote, and that's what we are working on, assisting the SMMEs to do.
All right, just one last question, Mr. Smelana, 20 seconds. How can SMEs access this platform, this app?
Okay, we have strategic people who have, accepted this product and who are happy to work with this product, who are strategically located in all the regions.
Okay.
They can contact FESBC chairman for each region. We have a chairman in each region. Lubombo with Mr. Mabila, Shiseloni with Mr. Nhlabatsi, Manzini with Mr. Lamini, and then Ho with Mr. Kameza. So they are the regional committees. So through them, or through the national secretariat, they can contact Sabi Ngomalo. She will help them.
Okay.
We are trying to get to access all these people through the trainings on a regular basis. And maybe just to quickly add to what he said, I think since it's a digital platform, it even goes beyond the borders. So in other words, even outside the country. And there is a model which will facilitate the payments as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, and to you, Mr. Simelane. Well, there you have it, an update on the Imaliame platform by SABC and FESBC Eswatini. Let's go for an ad break. When you come back, Mr. Spear analyzes today's financial markets.
sabatandi ukuthi njengalokhu sivile sive sikhulume.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View. This is the final episode this week. We now connect with economist Sanel Sbiya to analyze today's financial markets. Mr. Sbiya, good afternoon and welcome to Market View. Perhaps if you start in the U.S., the Federal Reserve says the U.S. economy the U.S. economy activity has expanded slightly in most regions since October. What is happening in the U.S.?
Good afternoon, Lou, and good afternoon to the viewer. So what we're seeing in the US is, yes, there is that upbeat economic activity, that has somehow shown that the US economy is relatively stronger than people expected. Remember, we're at some point talking about a recession risk, but so what the numbers are showing is we are really not anywhere near a recession risk when it comes to the US economy. So right now, what we are waiting to see is the way the jobs data coming out tomorrow. But at present, you can see that markets really just closed up on a very high note, with the S&P 500 closing above the 6,000 mark, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average staying at another record at 45,000, and the Nasdaq Composite Index there about 19,700. Just also moving towards the 20,000 mark. So that actually comes on the backdrop of a strong economy, and it's still with those Trump trades coming in. With those companies that are expected to do under Trump really just doing well, and we are continuing to see technology doing pretty well. So that story has actually been able to support the numbers that we're seeing coming out of Europe. So what we're seeing in Europe there is, even though we are seeing that slight decline in London, but the numbers still remain above that 8,300 mark. So just some basic muteness there. So that's purely because we're seeing Sir Keir Starmer right now presenting his 6-year plan, and what that plan really looks into is how to ensure that social spending and other components of the UK economy come into play. But there hasn't been much that we've been seeing regarding the economy in itself. So I think that's what the market is just taking a step back to look into right now, that addressed by Sir Keir Starmer, which is ongoing. And when you're looking into Germany and France, you can see that the markets are relatively stable regardless of the political turmoil. We know that in Germany the government has actually imploded. That we are waiting for an election in February. In France, the vote of no confidence has been passed, and we are waiting to see what President Macron is going to do on that front. But basically, the markets still remain relatively stable, and we're still on course in terms of interest rate adjustments in the Eurozone. But there is this risk of, that fiscal instability that we are seeing coming out of Germany and coming out of France, which are the two major Eurozone economies. So we are waiting to see how that story is going to play out, Lou. And then coming into Asia, what we are seeing is, the Asian markets continue to be upbeat, and they are benefiting from that strong rally in the US, and the tech sector still leading the charge, with just the Hong Kong there being a bit mute, and that's purely because of that movement in trades into the mainland after the very first round of stimulus packages. And also we're seeing that economic activity is improving within the mainland, and we are waiting for yet another round of stimulus, which is most likely going to go towards supporting the metals, and then we're hoping that markets are going to continue improving on that background. And then moving into South Africa, what we are seeing happening in South Africa is, again, there is a bit of strength in the markets as we are waiting to see what is the figures that are going to come out of the US tomorrow in terms of the jobs data. And the markets are quite welcoming to the news coming out of the Federal Reserve out of the Feds, and not really just stating that they are still on course with interest rate cuts, but there is no hurry right now. So that's data that's going to support the economy, and we are waiting to see how that is going to play out. And there's a bit of an increase in terms of mining activity, and that's going further to support activity within South Africa. Coming into commodities. You'll see that gold has somehow lost a bit of ground, but remaining steady with Brent crude oil. They're about also remaining steady while we are waiting for news to come out of the OPEC Plus meeting, which is ongoing right now. And gold is just taking a step back, waiting to see what is happening to the dollar, with the dollar weakening a bit today. So coming into currencies, the domestic currency has actually strengthened against all major currencies today. It's purely because of that political uncertainty within Europe has actually weakened the euro, and it's back on that 19 mark, just about to reach an 18 mark, which we might actually get to. And in the US, we can see that the US economy is doing very well, and with the interest rate cuts coming up, we might find that the dollar weakens a bit as well. And against the Japanese yen, we've also gained a bit. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Bia, for that analysis for today's financial markets. And that's it for our program. This was Facebook Market View and the final episode of Market View this week. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Monday, at exactly 2 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a lovely weekend.